Hello, welcome to this art vlog. We are going to be filming in like half an hour increments. Sorry, just background noise, a bit more background. I'm going to set you up. You're already on my tripod. I'm going to set you up so you get an overhead view of what we're doing. We are working on my Paris sketchbook. It's not as funnily decorated as the other ones because the stickers don't want to stick to the outside, so instead they go on the inside. But yeah, I started this last year, no, year before, and yeah, I love doing Paris travel sketchbooks, and I like to do, it's like a mixture of junk journaling and a traditional sketchbook, drawings, paintings, ink stuff, you know, collage, junk journal. It's a whole thing, and it's my favourite. So yeah, so I thought today I've just sat and organised all my junk into the days that we went away, and I've took notes off my phone of the list we did each day. Me and my sister, if you do not know, we went to Paris in April this year, and we spent 5 days in Paris. We did 2 days at Disney, 3 days doing Central Paris. Had an amazing time, and I love doing these sketchbooks because I do work on them for like a solid year after, maybe even longer technically. And yeah, fill them in, take my time, work from reference, work from video, work from memory, and it's just great fun. So yeah, so let me set you up overhead. We have got some background music on, just a little bit of here in the background. We've got a fan going because it is toasty. We are in July now, and yeah, let's get to junk journaling and working on the background of day one, well -1 because it's the night before we went, and day 1 of Paris. So yeah, so let me just set you up overhead and let's get going. Hello, there we go. This is obviously Sketchbook. I've got my little list I've taken off my notes. I do have my phone as well in case I need to refer to it for any pictures or just any ideas of things that orders I want to do stuff. Here is our bag of junk. This is just the first day, so yeah, it's quite extensive. 2 types of glue stick and a pair of scissors, so let's get going. Let's adjust you slightly. There we go. Just try and give myself the most space to do things, so there we go. So yeah, so I will add the date I travelled on in here. I'm hoping that when I turn this, I'm filming this obviously slightly opposite in how I'm seeing it in my camera reflection, so yeah, when I turn this round so you guys will be here with me, it will be all good. So this is a trial and error. I've never done this before, so yeah. If you're new here, hi, I'm Cheryl. I like to do sewing, crochet, vlogs, all sorts of types of videos, and yeah, really enjoying trying out YouTube. It brings me joy, so there we go. So let's get all our stuff out of our little bag, because I know there is a good chunk here that is just travel day, because this is when we went to McDonald's before. We stayed overnight in London because it worked out better, cheaper and better that way, because then we got to be on an early Eurostar and had the whole day in Paris for our first day, which was amazing. So yeah, so I'm just going to separate the junk into the first, you know, travel day and not travel day. So but yeah, we actually only live half an hour away from London on the train, but it was just worth staying overnight for it, so not too sure what is in here, so let's just have a wee look. Some bits, you know, I'm gonna have to slightly organise as we go, because obviously I like you all, but I don't want my surname on bits, so I might have to just take little bits of tickets out just because they might have a surname on. But these are all first day. Just making sure I've got everything I need out. Yep. There we go. So, pre-travel day. We've basically got McDonald's stuff because Minecraft. It was Minecraft stuff, and I got to try the apple McFlurry the first time. 1000 out of 10, so good. Randomly found this in the hall when I was skipping along like a little kid, so I had to get that. of we stayed I think the Travel Lodge, so yeah. And I generally just I'm quite a fan of receipts, so I'm going to give myself a little rubbish bag actually, just because obviously you keep all the junk but you don't use all the junk, so that is kind of what we're going to go for here. Obviously I do, sometimes I work onto the sketchbooks before I go away, just because it helps already being prepared, so. I think I need that. So, yeah, and there we go, sits next to me. But yeah, I really got into junk journaling last year, and it is like, on top of YouTube, it is very lovely and therapeutic, so I do thoroughly enjoy it. So I mean, this won't be much because it's just travel day, but me and my sister stayed overnight in London and it was fancy and we had fun, and you know, sorted our cases out, but and you know, prepped travel snacks. Just the most important thing about travelling when you travel in the morning is what snacks can we have for breakfast. So yeah, so I use Elmer's glue because I'm weird and I don't like the smell of Pret stick, and yeah, part of me likes the fact that this is purple and changes colour, so my little inner kid who likes the fact that it does that, it works. So although it is not obviously a thing that is common in the UK, I do use Elmer's glue where I find it, because I'm weird and I find my sensory issues, I keep saying weird, no, my sensory issues don't like the smell of Pret stick because it smells like it's still when you've even after it's dried. This doesn't smell, and I do have a old school glue pen from Auchan, the French supermarket we go to over there. So yeah, for nostalgia, and also thought it'd just be good for using in here, so I picked it up as well. So there we go, so let's just get these down. I won't be actually working into my sketchbook today with any kind of painting or drawing. I'd say this first video is going to be junk journaling my way through, and prepping the pages of the sketchbook. That way I can start drawing in as and when I want to, which will obviously be upcoming videos as well. But this one is just literally prepping my sketchbook ready to go, because some bits I love how I've collaged it and I like it as a thing and it's an art piece in itself, and other times I on purpose will leave a big page or a little half page ready to paint something really over the top in. So yeah, so there we are, travel day. There is that bit done. Now we want Eurostar. I do obviously have a pile of receipts. I'm quite a fan of receipts in junk journaling. So, where are we? Game things. And I'm not sure if you guys like this, but there is just something really fun in having a receipt in another language. There is always fun, I think. That's Chappelle. That's the gaming stuff. That's the loop. Oh, that can go in. That's the place we stayed at overnight. So yeah. There's more little pouch. These little pouches, if you ever get hold of them, are great for organising things when you go away, I find. I have recently seen some more somewhere. I can't remember where. Might be Home Bargains or Poundland or someone like that. But I do want to get some more. So I find them very, very useful. That is St. Chappelle. These are the Eurostar tickets. I'm going to turn them over because I need to change the surnames on them. That is the gaming shops. They're random stickers, they can just go out of the way. That is the Louvre. Le Louvre. Which my sister really did enjoy. So did I, but we both hit a panic moment kind of the same time. So yeah, that was the thing. Oh yeah, we got a more merino ice creams, the rose ones, and there is a place, if you're ever in Paris, there is a place, literally, if you go to Notre Dame, walk up, turn left, and there it is, and it's amazing. And you can sit and have a rose-shaped ice cream while sitting. I mean, we sat there and just in awe, listening to Notre Dame go off, all the bells and everything. So yeah, it was 1,000 out of 10. So that's from the restaurant. Yeah, that was the restaurant, because we did Louvre and then restaurant, because as I was saying, I had a panicked moment, which was, yeah, a thing. So hey ho, I've got really good with my anxiety as times went on, but there are times when I do still really struggle with it. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna trim our names out, just because, yeah, I try not to have my surname on the internet unless you know me personally, just because you can find out so much with someone's surname. So it's nothing personal, it's just internet safety, boys and girls. I am a child of the internet who grew up with dial-up and yeah, learned how things go, you know, in the world. So yeah. Oh shit, sorry. It's me kicking the tripod. But yeah, fun fact as well, if you want these kind of tickets, these long paper ones, because usually Eurostar is an email, if you go to the Eurostar desks, that they've got machines, and you put in your booking number and you get your tickets printed out. So these are our ones to go there from London St Pancras to Paris Gare du Nord, and then we've got obviously the same tickets coming back. So yeah, so all very fun. I'm thinking we're gonna have a bit of fun with these, because I got two, so I'm thinking of trimming out all like the naked space in them. Sorry, I'm trying to remember, I've got a camera on, but struggle is real. Because then I can lay stuff underneath. That's what I was thinking. So yeah. I hope background stuff isn't too bad, because yeah, I just googled copyright free music, pretty much picked one. So I know, so creative, but that is what we roll with sometimes. There we go. Just to add a bit of just fun, this was my, oh god, let's try and remember now. 2019, Ryan. I think this was my 4th trip to Paris. It's not very good that I can't remember how many times I've been to Paris, but yeah, this was, though, although yeah, I've been multiple times since only 2019. This 2 seconds. We are back. Sorry, my son was calling me. I've trimmed the 2 boarding passes, and I'm going to layer them so they look like that. I think will be fun, and do something on a page. I think something like that, and then I can decoupage this side before I put them on, so then there's all that underneath that can be used. So yeah, so I'm going to just put a little glue line there, just so I can remember, and then here, so I know that that bit in between is kind of a no-go. And yeah, just let's add some fun stuff on. So we got the RAPT receipts from topping up the metro passes, which were all very fun. So gonna have all that fun stuff, although I don't really want to be putting my bank information in here. So that is the bit I don't want. That one's fine. That's just got the Euros bit on it, so. Covering glue. Let's just get creative, I think. So there we go. There is that one. I'm gonna make these little, I think. I do like the logo for the French, like the metros and the trains and stuff. So. No, it's I do enjoy this kind of thing. It takes you back to being like very childlike, and in a way, because it's I keep referring to it as grown up cutting and sticking, because that's what it kind of just feels like. Is yeah, we are cutting and sticking stuff in to our little book. Why? Because it makes us happy. You can go real nostalgic and childlike almost with it, which is fun. Put the Franprix bit on. I can't remember what actual day we went to Franprix, but I am putting it on the first page because I remember we saw them straight away. So it's one of the first little it's the thing at the end of the platform when you get off the Eurostar. There is a little Franprix. So I think it's on one of the other days we went in this one because my sister wanted something and she got herself a little, I think it was a croissant. So but we'll just stick them in here for the nostalgia. So see what I mean? It's just, yeah, lots of layering and doing bits. Please give me feedback, by the way, on what you think of this little layout. Do I need to maybe be more zoomed in? Let's try doing that. There we go. Is maybe that a bit better? Is that, yeah, see if that might be a bit better. So there we go. This bit goes in there, so I'll just tuck that in for now. So I'm quite enjoying this little bit. So we did this, then we did bags off the nerdy shops, so I think I can pretty much go straight onto nerdy shop stuff. So I think I might include some of them in here because yeah, we got some fun stuff. My sister got a Animal Crossing figure she was looking for a collection because she collects Animal Crossing, and I got a Final Fantasy 7 little mystery figure in a box, so that made me very happy. So but yeah, sometimes fun just to combine it all in, because if I go to my phone, this is why I have my phone on hand, to travel pictures, which I haven't fully uploaded yet, but I can look at what I've got, which is like the first few days. I will, I think, work on uploading the rest of them today, because they're on my personal Facebook. So I'm gonna have a look to see what I've got for what I might put on, like if I'm gonna do drawings on this bit here, because I like to make little fold outs. There we go. I'll zoom out a tiny bit. There we go. I like to make little fold outs so that we could do a drawing here, and then open it up and there's a drawing in there as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I like to do for these things. Oh, there was a lovely sunrise that day. And this works with the nerdy shops, that was it. I kind of sort of pre-planned part of this. So yeah, so I'm thinking this could be travel day, and then this is nerdy shops. I really should have a pencil, shouldn't I? You just grab one. I find pencils are easier because then you can rub out what you're planning to do. So oh, it's one of my son's pencils. I'm a snob, I like my little clicky pencils. Let's see if I've got one of them. I am an art snob, I love a Faber-Castell clicky pencil. it's a problem, but you know, there are worse ones to have. I don't think I've got one in here. Nope. Oh well, I'll have to just rough it with a normal pencil. But yeah, so I put little notes on each page so that way I can know what I'm coming back to. So when I mean travel down, like, oh, I know that, you know. And then, you know, for my own bits, like this will be, I'll put it down here, nerdy shops, because then it's that collection of pictures. So we went to the Louvre, which was very fun, and yeah, we took silly pictures of like copying the statues, and then there was also a bit where I did plan on doing a full video, but I never did. If you have a disability and you need extra assistance, you can get a access pass here in the UK, and it is very good, and obviously you put down your needs and they give you the card which goes to your need. If you look on their website, which is very good, they have all kinds of places which tell you where you can get in with a free carer, you know, and what accommodations they can give. But in the Louvre it's pretty spectacular, because if you have, I couldn't do it when I went with my son, who also he's autistic with other needs as well, but my sister, who is autistic and ADHD, she wanted to, I sort of said, do you want to go see Mona Lisa? We did, but you got to go right in front of it, like in front of all the people you see standing. We got to go in front of that, which was insane. And honestly it felt like a celebrity, and it was so cool. So yeah, so if you do struggle and you would like to see things but think I couldn't cope with that, honestly please look into a access pass. It's at £15 for 3 years, and they're very good. You can use them a lot in the UK, lots of bits and pieces all around the world. And yeah, the website is I think it's like accesspass.co.uk. but yeah, 10 out of 10 suggest going to look at that if you are someone who has, I mean, you don't need to be on anything like PIP or, you know, a disability benefit. You can just have a thing of, you know, your needs, and if you have any paperwork it does help, but you know, it's not essential. And yeah, you can get yourself some assistance. And yeah, we used it at Disneyland. It got us the priority pass, which helped out immensely. Sorry, sometimes I close the sketchbook to squish down stuff I'm really trying to get glued on. So yeah, so we found that very, very useful for our trip. For our trip, sorry, teenage boy voice. It likes to crack. I think these videos we're gonna do, like each recording is going to be one of these, and I might just upload it as is, and maybe just put them up quite regularly on my channel, so when I sit and do some sketchbook work it just goes up as is, rather than me do a whole load of stuff, which I think might be fun. So I think all these would have something fun, but I'm not quite sure what to do with them right now, so I'm going to leave them in there. This is the Louvre, which I kind of pre-planned for all the little drawings, and then there's a bit in here to draw, and this is watercolour paper, so I plan to do a painting on there, which, as you know, very good for my pre-planning self. And also at the Louvre you've got these little cards when you rented an audio guide, and yeah, and I asked the lady, oh, can we have the card when hand it back? I said, I like to scrapbook, and she said I can't, and then she just put her hand in the big box and handed me a handful. So I've got all these little bits that are the same pictures as the tickets, which is so cool. So yeah, so I'm going to do something with them which will be very fun. But yeah, there's got a bit of old paper. I mean, I think will assign myself quite a few pages for the Louvre because I really enjoyed it. You know, although looking back, I was quite hot and stressed because we travelled. I'd barely been awake, but it was very good, and I took some really good pictures of artwork and stuff. Obviously, I'm looking at bits on my phone right now, but yeah. So that's Nerdy Shops, and I'm just going to jot on here Louvre. And this one's going to be the Louvre. Please ignore the teenagers outside. That's going to be Louvre. And I think I'm going to do, yeah, something with these. And I do have several maps. That's English. My sister has to pick me up some in French, I think, which was cool, yeah. Bienvenue. So yeah, which obviously is great because then I've got double the amounts of. This is a really good advice actually. If you go somewhere, try and pick up maps, especially two. I'm so sorry for the lighting, but yeah, because then you get like double the little pictures and bits and pieces. So if there's something on each side of the map you want to use, you can. But yeah, 2 seconds. I'm going to just close that curtain. There we go. That's a bit better, you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, pick up if you can like 1 or 2 maps, so that way you have got multiples of if something is on the front and then the back, you can use it. But I'm using like basic cutting and sticking right now. I don't particularly want to go too complicated, so I think I'm just going to jot notes on certain pages. Like this is going to be the Louvre ticket collage because I really want to do that nicely. So there we go. And then what was next on our list was Louvre, and then we want lunch, and then some Chabelle. That's a supermarket. That's an evening. I don't think. Shop those out. I don't particularly need that. I might do actually both because then I can like layer. Yeah, so I'm going to bring this little envelope back in because we know we're going to do something with these a bit later. Just, you know, this is the joys of, you know, deciding what you fancy doing today. You don't have to do everything for all the spreads in one go. That is unrealistic, and that's not kind of how creativity works. Nice if you did. There's nothing particularly great to pinch off the Louvre printed tickets. So yeah. So this is from our lunch. Which was amazing. We went to Cafe di Fratelli. It was like a Italian cafe, and yeah, it was really good. Much needed, I will add. So so yeah, so I think do cafe bits because I can just stick them in, and then I think just draw over them I think would be fun. Like I had pizza and my sister had pasta, and yeah, it was really nice. And basically I could calm down my anxiety slash mini panic attack I was kind of having, because brains are jerks, complete and utter jerks. So it only gives her 4 numbers on my card. No, it's not the worst. Can't do anything with that. But yeah, no. So it's part of the struggle of travelling now, is I kind of have to contend with my anxiety as well as everything else in life, which really sucks. But you know, we try. We do really try. But sorry if I'm out of shot. It's slightly, there we go. up with me in my vest top. Apologies if a load of that was out of shot. I'm looking down at what I'm ripping and not up at the camera. So, yeah. Again, I did say I'm not perfect at this. Also, it's quite fun if you do things upside down. That always makes it interesting. So, there we go. So there's that one. I may have to go and invest in some glue sticks because I'm sure I've only got one of these left, and you'll be amazed the speed you can go for a glue stick when you start doing this. It's amazing and addictive, but yeah, it does consume a lot of stuff. So we got our two little St. bits there. That's our receipt, and this is the bag, which is spectacular. I'm going to give this a moment while this dries. So we're going to look in here at what I picked up, because obviously I'm going to reuse the bag. Those little drawings. Got some receipts. There is the English pamphlet, and I think my sister picked up one in French. So yeah, so I will probably keep the English one. I don't think I'm going to put the English one in here as a thing to cut up, because I did really enjoy this. It was great. So yes, I'm actually going to keep that actually with my stuff. But the French one I will stick in, because it does have all the bits there and the layout of the church. I call it church, but you know what I mean. It was amazing. I mean, this is the rose window here. I've got two because one is for this book, so one is for this, one is for not. There are several. There's some little bits I tucked in from other bits as well. Well, like that was going to go on the wall because that's a drawing of the St. Tropez stuff, and then these are the other postcards. That's the top bit with all the glass windows, and this is the underneath bit. And yeah, spectacular. So it's deciding what I want to include and what I don't. Thinking the bookmarks I want to use as bookmarks, so they're not. That I'm not too sure. That what a frame. That one's going in a frame. It's just too pretty. No offense, Sketchbook, but see if we scroll down. Kezia, my sister, took some amazing pictures and videos of our time in there. Because honestly, once we got in there, my actual breath was taken away, and it was awe-inspiring. Is the only I think way to describe it. It was insanely amazing. That would be a good one, I think, with maybe cutting out the stone floors, so then it's just like the gold arches and the the columns. My apologies, because I think postcards are going to be the way to do this, because I cannot draw. I don't think I'm going to be able to draw how awe-inspiring this place was. It honestly, I cried multiple times in there. So there we go. So there's that one of the ceiling, that's the glass. Probably should put one under the glass in, shouldn't I? What do I want to put in? Because that's the one end of the rose window, and this is the other end with the thing. The chapel. So, but I do have it as a drawing, so I think that one gives an idea of the scale. I do like a good angled photo, so then put that one in there, and that one in there, because I think I'm going to struggle to represent St. Tropez in art. I'm going to try, but I'm kind of, you know, giving myself the option of if I struggle, here is plan B. So yeah, so obviously we know these ones will be going in. background. I mean, there is that one, but it's, in comparison, these are a bit crap now when you look at the postcards and that. My crappy printer on a quick, let's print it out because we should. I think I know what I should be doing in this. So yeah, so I'm thinking, let's work with this postcard and the scissors. We are going to cut out basically the floor is what I want to cut out of this postcard. So then it's just gives an idea of it all going back, and again scale. Because yeah, that was something I think it's hard to describe to someone or represent, is the scale. How do you put into, you know, a thing of, yeah, so how you to understand it, over 1,000 stained glass windows, and it's more glass than wall. It was just, yeah, and I had tried, it was like my third try trying to go to St. Chapelle, so it's been on my list for so long, and each time I've either been injured or I've walked too much and actually physically ruined my feet. Ryan had a poor flare up of his arthritis. Ryan's my son. If you are new here and haven't watched my other videos, I have an 18-year-old son. So yeah, you know, lots of other reasons as to why couldn't go. So the fact we finally made it, and it was kind of, you know, in a way was very cathartic, because I've kind of, due to disinheriting emotionally abusive relatives basically, stained glass got a bit mild for me, but this fixed it, and yeah, I've kind of reclaimed it as my own, which was very empowering. So I hope you're enjoying me ramble, by the way. Thinking of sticking this bag down, and then because it has a really good like centre point, I'm putting the postcard over the top, so although it's quite a bit of a juxtaposition in colour, it's quite fun in how that's the central bit. And yeah, always use Sketchbook to your advantage. So, folded it so it got a line, so I can just cut it along the line and it will fit. You know, don't laugh, I'm getting teary-eyed at talking about St. Chapelle. Oh, honestly, it was awe-inspiring, life-changing, everything, you know. So if you do anything when you go to France, travel, go see the architecture, and you can't miss it, it's everywhere. But yeah, go to St. Chapelle. Notre Dame was very impressive, and it was lovely, and yeah, don't get me wrong, it was amazing, but out of the two, I preferred St. Chapelle. I mean, we did do, you know, nice bits, like we lit a candle for my dad in Notre Dame. He loved going to France. He even did his wedding speech in French. He liked France that much. So yeah, so we it felt right to do that for him. He passed when me and my sister were teenagers, so oh god, I'm trimming more and more of this off. It's doing very well, is it? might trim the top of the card so it goes with the gold bits here, just so it feels a bit more scoopy, if that makes sense. I hope this looks alright, by the way. I'm so worried because yeah, again, anxiety. God, made it a bit short. Which I could do, I could just rip it at the bottom and then it looks very intentional then, doesn't it? Adds a texture. There we go. So that is stuck there, so then this needs to be stuck there. Yeah, there. So let's just do the top bit and then we can do the rest. There we go. I don't know why I'm feeling weirdly anxious doing this. Usually it's quite calming, but just I am feeling quite an anxious human being at the moment. Lots of biggies coming up. It's my birthday next week. We've got lots of big things and organising of bits for my son that need to be done. So yeah, I'm just a worry wart, to be honest. But let me try. And also I'm terrible about worrying how I'll be perceived, or you know, if anyone will like this, or if I'm just going to get loads of hate and going, well, that was piss boring. And I'm like, you know, the worry is real. So when actually I'm gluing down postcards in my sketchbook, but it doesn't make it feel any less weirdly anxious. So yeah, that's the thing. It's so odd, isn't it? But there we go. So there's that. So I quite like how that is. That's not your norm, is it? This shell bit will go there. That's the English one. That's the one I don't want to cut. Kind of feels like cheating just sticking in postcards, but also they're just really pretty. And also I've just thought, they're blank on the back. Why don't I use them to draw on and add them, because I love making like flaps and things. I think that could be fun. Add the rose window as a flap and then I draw on it. That would be really quite fun. So yeah, I think we're going to do that for that one. So this one, I think we're going to give it a nice fold. Yeah, do that and then it will lift up, and then I've got a longer page to draw on. Could work, couldn't it? So we'll give that a go. So you get the best of both worlds, as Hannah Montana famously said. Oh, there we go. So let's see. There we go. Oh, that's pretty good. Right. I think, yeah, what I'm going to do with these videos, by the way, is do these as I'm recording and they'll go up. I think purely because I think it'd be nice to have a good reference, and it gives me an option to do stuff when I want to do it. There's no obligatory. That is the one thing in my family, our new mantra is that nothing is obligatory and no means no. It's a marvellous sentence. No, it's my favourite. So yeah, we use that quite often as a, you know, thing. Just no means no. I'll stick that across there. No, I don't think we should do two flappy things on one page. Maybe cut that one out. Or do we give this one a bit of the history in French and maybe draw over it? Because that would be fun. Because this has, yeah, the layout of the windows, which I think would be fun. That. And then some of those, I think, in the beginning bit over here for that. There we go. Oh, battery 2 secs. Do you know what, actually, I'm not going to change the battery. I'm just going to finish here. So I'm just going to stick down these couple of bits, I think, and round off here. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, join me in the next one where we'll carry on doing background stuff ready for painting and starting our travel sketchbook. Hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy it and you are new here, drop us down, subscribe, thumbs up, and yeah, drop us a comment. What do you think? Do you enjoy? Do you like this? So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.